Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rise Up Market Watch tonight, the evening of November 24th. As you can tell, no jingle because I forgot to reset my soundboard. Sorry, everybody, because the jingle is a real fun part. But Doug, how you doing?
I'm a little tired, if I'm being honest, and it's been I did things this weekend, so I wasn't here at the charts, although I love the charts, but just trying to get back in the swing of things. Although we know it's like the holiday week, so it's kind of like, just kind of. I'm here. We're here. I'm excited.
I was going through today for like my work day, and was chatting with a few folk, and I was like, you don't want to do anything right now, right? He's like, yeah. Everyone's just like, yeah, no, we're not really doing anything today. We have our meetings and we're setting to-do items for next week. That's what we're all doing. For those of you who are watching who are not in the States, it is Thanksgiving on Thursday, which is a big holiday.
They said they can't hear me on the TikTok
Devin
world.
Miller can't hear. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, can I get this out more? Try now.
TikTok, can you hear me now? Whoa.
Wait, nope, that's worse. Try now.
Hello, TikTok.
Moist Mike can hear you on TikTok.
They can hear me. We're good.
I had a button not pressed. Anyway, Doug said that he is tired. He did some stuff this weekend. Wasn't really paying attention much to the charts. But we're back here. Our audio was turned on. And now we're locked in. But dude, I saw you were making some impressive longs and shorts over on the old Twitter.
So it's so funny. Like for me, it's almost like when I'm not really paying. It's almost like the what's that paralysis analysis by paralysis type thing when I'm like moving and like coming in and out. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Short that. Yeah, that's a good setup. But I'm not actively looking. Usually end up becoming better trades. Like they're not forced. But yeah, no, I definitely caught a couple. Caught a Bitcoin. Actually, I'm long on Bitcoin from like 83,000. I think I got a good entry.
What are you looking at to potentially get out of that? Because I have also been mentioning that this is a bounce. I'm looking at like that 96K to like 100K range, right in that area.
It's almost that
94, maybe 94.
That would be my target without a doubt. Like that's the target. The only thing is that I feel and maybe because I'm looking at alts too much, that alts the grind up was weird. The grind up, like looking back over last weekend, was kind of weird. It felt kind of topsidey, where it's almost like, hey, we got to come back down at least to maybe form a more legit, lower high, or higher low. Sorry, and I don't know. I go either way. So right now I'm kind of impartial. I think we're just in a spot where it's kind of figuring out what the next move is going to look like. But impressive move to say the least.
Yeah, I'm looking for the same thing. But we'll do a quick, just kind of like market overview here. We'll start with Bitcoin first. And then I know you want to talk about gold and silver a little bit. And we'll talk a little bit about macroeconomics. And then we'll take some suggestions in for questions or things to look at from the audience and call it a night after that. All right, so I'm going to pull up the Bitcoin chart here. And if you saw my morning update video, we were looking at this wick. This wick right here on the daily candle that happened on Friday, November 21st. That happened at the same time as us being oversold on the daily charts Stochastic RSI and being oversold on the daily charts RSI, which is something that doesn't happen very often at all. So this is prime bounce territory, and one of the other reasons why we're looking for a pretty significant bounce in Bitcoin. And if it does go up to that target, like 94K that we were talking about, from the bottom of the wick upwards, that would be about a move of 17% or so. That's personally what we're looking at. Do be aware that there is some resistance at $90.5 thousand. That could stop us a little bit sooner beforehand. And if we overshoot $94,000, there's very hard resistance at 97.7 thousand here on the daily time frame. But also if you take a look at the weekly time frame, even stronger, because that is where the 55-week exponential moving average is sitting, right? So if this rally goes past 94K, I would personally not really expect it to go much higher than 97.5K. That's what I'd be looking at personally myself. Now, I know everyone's wondering, is this a bottom? Could this be a bottom? I would say probably not, based on how exponential moving averages work. With that being, this is a very confident break on the weekly time frame for a 55-week exponential moving average. Typically, when that happens, you fall to the next major exponential moving average eventually, which in this case is the 200-week EMA sitting at $66.4 thousand. I would be happy to change my opinion on that. On, hey, if we come up, 97 or 94K ends up being resistance, and then we come back down, and right in this area that was support before, we get another big wick to the upside, right? Another big wick or something that could then potentially be a double bottom, could potentially be a higher low. Then I'd be looking at that and go, oh, okay, you know, maybe we got something cooking here. But until then, you have to be leaning bearishly. You have to be leaning towards us, you know, at the very least heading to about $74,000, which was the previous high in March of 2024, and was also the low that we had in April of 2025. It's that same general area. That's also a potential bounce area once again to maybe play a long scenario. If we do turn back around, 75K could be a bottom. But you know,
where's the yearly open? Sorry, the yearly open. I've been wanting to pull that up because I've been seeing it referenced.
Like,
and I think
like
it's
taking a look at the yearly chart.
we'll have the reference of where the like tag the open, like just create a, what's it called, the
yearly open opened at $93.5 thousand. All
right, so go back to your weekly chart now, your lower chart. So we are we're below that. Okay, it's like I'm trying to remember where it was. Okay,
below
it's just so that, like, for me, like that's one of those kind of a proxy for, it's like, hey, once we're back above there, it's like we're trading above where we started this year. Like that'd be a good sign to start, but right now we are below that.
No, we're below it. In fact, Bitcoin on the year is negative 6%.
The chart is stupid, by the way. Look at it. The chart, I mean, it's an amazing chart, but like,
ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I mean, here we are. It's silly. It's silly. But I mean, that's it. That's really the analysis of Bitcoin right now. Obviously, if Bitcoin could get above and hold $98,000 and then work its way above $100,000, maybe shoot upwards and create a higher low on that 98K, I would be also like, hey, okay, that's bottom. But we have no clear sign of a bottom yet. We do have a sign of a bounce, which we have started to get on the shorter terms. But bottom, we don't have anything quite like that just yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry.
But it's okay though. I mean, it's like we're doing all right. It's like, you know, we made something, we're doing okay. It's like it's just eventually got to bounce. It just kind of just got to be patient.
Yeah. And what do I think about Hype? I think Hype will be one of those altcoins that does better than most because it actually has a revenue model tied to the supply. It has a revenue model. Excuse me. Hey, it has a revenue model that actually genuinely affects price because it takes money, buys back some of the supply of the token, burns it, and it makes a lot of money. So it will help. It'll perform better than most altcoins. It just won't perform well in general because Bitcoin's selling. So therefore, Hyperliquid will not do well. It's just how it goes. The only altcoins that do well in bear markets are stablecoins because you can earn interest on them. Also, Pengu will keep falling too. I just saw a comment about that too. Every altcoin will keep falling, guys. If Bitcoin is falling, every single altcoin will be falling. That's just it. You know, you don't really have to do too much more analysis. Take a look at Bitcoin first. Understand if Bitcoin's falling, altcoins will all be falling. Granted, you want to do your analysis on altcoins to try to figure out what general price range you might want to start buying in or DCAing into, right? But that's the shtick.
They're all just shit coins. I mean, that's it. And like they can't go up without Bitcoin. That's it. So
yeah. Although we did talk about this morning and have been paying attention to Bitcoin dominance, which is like Bitcoin dominance still looks like it's in a bull market, but that's just because the only people who are selling right now are Bitcoin ETF. Not the only people, obviously, but the major source of new money came in through the ETFs, and they really just bought Bitcoin. So that means the only thing they have to sell is Bitcoin. So of course, Bitcoin dominance looks like it's in a bull market still. Because they don't have altcoins to sell.
Yep.
Yeah. Do I believe we're in a bear market? Yeah, we're in a bear market. I just believe that it'll be shorter than previous bear markets. But yeah, I absolutely think we'll be. I think we're in a bear market. We're trading below where we started in the year, and it's almost December.
Yep. Yeah. Well, this year didn't happen. Nothing happened this year. Nothing happened this year.
honestly, I'm right now. And again, if something happens on the charts and something happens macroeconomically, then that changes my opinion here. I'm not really looking for this to end and have the consolidation. Like you hit a bottom, you consolidate for a little bit, and then you start to round upwards. I'm not really expecting that rounding upwards part until like March to May. That's when I'm kind of looking at things getting cooking again. In the meantime, I'm dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. I have my eyes on hype. I have my eyes on buying more Pengu because I still have some because I think it'll be higher than it was before. And I mean, there are a bunch of coins. I'm also trying to keep my eyes on Uniswap. Also, now that they have the revenue model tied to it, or a buyback.
Was that approved? Was that approved? Did that go through that? I don't know. I forgot what you guys
but like, why wouldn't it be?
No, 100%. It's all because I just saw it basically, I saw it earlier. It almost looked like retraced the entire move. That was the bullish pump related to the announcement of the thing that's likely going to be approved. By the way, yeah, sweet shirt. By the way,
thanks.
Where do you get that? Where do we get the shirt? How long have you had that shirt?
I've had it for a number of months. It's funny. Cosmic Crypto also loves this shirt, and he wanted me to bet that if he beat me in a debate, which actually the people voted that he did beat me. But it's because they all loved XRP and I was making fun of XRP. We had a great conversation. Less of a debate, more just being like, we kind of agree on everything. But no, I mean, I'll send you the link for the shirt. I got it because my Instagram ads fucking just have me nailed. They just have me nailed, dude. I have so many Instagram shirts.
I don't have the gram. I've never had the gram.
Is Gala dead? Gala's been dead for like a year and a half, dude. Yeah. I'm sorry. I say that like, dude, as if like you should know. But Gala's been dead, and people kept talking about it for a while. I don't know why they kept talking about it. Well, I do. They're bag holders, and they want people to come in and pump up their stuff. But like, when you have a company whose co-founders end up suing each other for like malpractice and theft, it's probably not a business to invest in. That, and also like Web3 gaming as a trend just like has largely failed because they fell prey. I say fell prey, but like it's not that. It was what's the right terminology here? I don't know. It's the venture capitalist trap, where you go and you raise money from venture capitalists and you give them a large amount of the supply in order to get that money to build the project you've always wanted to build. And then the venture capitalists, when they have the opportunity to sell the tokens, they sell all the tokens. And the price of the token does poorly, and no one pays attention to your project because you didn't have the #1 best marketing tool out there, which was number go up. But anyway, we'll take more of these questions from the audience in a bit. We do want to talk a little bit more macro market leading asset classes and dive a little bit into gold and silver. So Doug, take it away. You said you were keeping your eyes on that and something was piquing your interest.
Yes. And I got to be honest, I've been kind of discounting the metals, like because they had such a great performance and then kind of chilled and just didn't have much excitement.
Consolidating with higher lows.
Yeah. But so right now, let me just move this here. So, thank you. Is that big? Where's my squiggle here? Okay, here we go. Big move up. Too light here. We can't see my squiggle. There we go. Let's make this blue. Okay, purple's fine. Big move up. Big move down. And this right now is like, hey, gold runs over. That was what you're seeing everywhere. That's kind of when I checked out. Been like, all right, now I got to wait to figure out what it's going to do. Right? Oh my gosh, I'm changing the colors back again. So this to me at the moment looks like it's found a nice bottom, and I don't think gold's done yet.
Nope.
This level, which is 41.30. If I just kind of zoom out here and take this and I draw a little trend line here, like not overcomplicating it. Gold to me, where's my chart? Gold up here in this 4,200. This becomes bullish to me up here, where it's able to flip this key level, which was where this broke down here. Gotta keep that in mind. That's important as I'm kind of just talking through this. I haven't looked at this chart in a while. I apologize. So we're gonna do a hammer here. There we go. Resistance. And then this was a good move up, but the part for me, and if I was paying attention, I would have shorted this, because I love opportunities where it looks like it's going to reclaim the level that it lost, which was here. I'm going to put an X here instead. Let's do this. We're going to do an X here, and the hammer is going to be here. There we go. So this was the key level we had to reclaim. So everyone got very excited, moved up, hit the downtrend, came down, and then this for me would have been a short. But the good news is so far this is climbing back up, and it's showing their strength. Because otherwise, if you saw this die down here, that would have been it. Then the run would have been over. But as of right now, the next probably what's this? Let's call it the next next week. Gold should basically tell us where it's going to go, because this is a possibility of rejection here, but the way it looks to me, and considering like the dollar and just kind of how markets are, I think this is another, at least back to 4,300. At least tap into this high from here before it decides if the rally's over. But I think gold's still bullish.
What about silver?
Silver. Where are we at here?
So I'd say also from like a policy standpoint, it makes sense for gold to be going back up because we're doing rate cuts. We're cutting rates, so the dollar should get weaker. So therefore gold goes up. Not always, but I mean, policy-wise.
Wow. Looks like silver at first, like a glance, like it's the kind of cat ears kind of thing going on here. Talking about cats before. This is the level for silver. Just at a glance here, right here. What's this? 49 bucks. Like that's above $49 bullish. This looks like a double top, but this bounce here is this nice strength. Because if this was a double top, I think you see a bigger breakdown here below 48, and then this would be an immediate short for me, by the way, if this happens. But as of right now, this bounce is very strong. So this also too, just like gold, not surprising, we'd probably find clarity on what this looks like. But at a glance, with that, this is my official TA. I think we tap the highs again up here, 54 bucks. Now it doesn't mean right from here. So I'm looking at my phone. Something like this, then up, or we do get strength, goes right there. But I think either path ends with up right now, unless something changes. So I think actually silver looks better than gold, if I'm being honest.
Interesting. Yeah. When I look at that, I feel like I like gold better. But then again, I like trading those. I like trading wedges, and that's in more of a clear wedge. And with silver, I don't necessarily like the double top E.
Yeah.
Ears.
I guess my comments more for like the short term, because they kind of I guess gold also too is really kind of is in the same spot. Yeah. The move art's already happened for the long with these. It's really looking for the next opportunity for an entry for a long. But yeah.
All right. Well, there you guys have it. So that's Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Looking for a bounce in Bitcoin, but otherwise, we're looking at like 66K to 75K. 75K could be that bounce area. We'll see. That'd be nice. I
just want to do that. Just do it. Just move it. Just send it down to the 70s, bounce, get a nice little, reclaiming the lows from what it was,
honestly, I would love to see Bitcoin go down. Just get that 75 to like 66K range. Get oversold on the monthly charts, stochastic RSI. Have that happen in like, I don't know, February, end of January, something like that. And just, let us build for 2026. And let's get to the point where the rate cuts that we've been doing are actually starting to be felt in the economy, and global liquidity going up is actually felt within the banking sector, so people can start borrowing money a little bit more cheaply. And we just kind of pump things here. Oh, actually, before we start taking suggestions from which company CEOs suing each other? Oh, that was Gala Games. That was happening a while ago, though I think that lawsuit's still ongoing. But that lawsuit's like 2 years old now at this point. That's old news, but Gala Games also has a number of other problems as well, and I don't remember all of them. They've had some issues. But what was I just about to talk about? Shoot.
The S&P 500?
Darn it. No. What did I just say before? You can show me.
It's gone. I don't got it. Long day.
Bitcoin, we talked about gold, we talked about silver. We're about to start taking suggestions for altcoins. Dang it. I'm sure it'll come back to me if it was important. But anyway, guys, do you have any suggestions for coins and stuff? We can just take that and start charting. It wasn't anything to chart. It was more of a conversation around like
just some chart guys, dude. We're just chart guys.
Economics. Dang it. ENA, AVAX, ENA.
ENA had an unfortunate breakdown. It got more pain than I was anticipating for a market that was
fortunate breakdown.
Yeah, it was just one of the strongest markets. It looks so great, and then just I don't know. It still looks like just like any alt.
It died on October 27th.
Yes. Yeah.
Right here. If you can share my chart.
Yeah, buddy, I got you. Hold on.
But it looks like it did actually kind of hit a bottom on November 21st at a really good spot, which was the same day that Bitcoin had its recent bounce. So, if we're just looking at this on the daily time frame, this bottom here that happened right here lined up perfectly with the bottom of this consolidation zone. So it's in a really good bounce opportunity. So it might bounce harder than most. But like, oh god, this is so gross.
Yeah, so that's it was like 40 cents there or 50 cents. Like that it looked like it was so prime for like a really, really nice long. And like then when it broke that was
this is 8 weekly red candles in a row. And I'm gonna count this one as a 9th one. That's 9 bearish candles. Not in a row, there's 2 in the middle, but like god, that's bad. Let me take a look at the monthly time frame. Oh, this thing has like much longer to go for selling. This thing's monthly chart isn't in oversold territory for a very, 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 very long time. Yeah, I'm sorry. Honestly, this could go make new lows. At the very least, I almost guarantee you this comes to the low it had on September 24th, which is sitting at 19.78 cents. I almost guarantee you see that again. But you might even see a revisit of the low that happened in October on that major flash crash that happened. Yeah, there's nothing bullish about this chart at this current point in time. On this bounce that it has, though, I could see it possibly going up to 40 cents. Let me take a look at the daily time frame. Let's call that 37.6 cents. I could see it going up to 37.6 cents to maybe 36 cents. That's about what I could see for ENA at this current point in time. Are these lives pre-recorded or on YouTube? They'll be put on YouTube after. So you can go to the Rise Up Morning Show's YouTube page, go to the live portion of the page, and then see the full episodes there.
I think we're live right now. We are live.
We are live right now.
Okay.
That's true. There we go. I'm right here, baby. But that's Athena, and then we had an ask for Avalanche, which, shout out to a community member of ours, is the chart that gave us the fantastic Godzilla pattern. So here we go. If I just zoom out here on the daily time frame, oh my god, Avalanche got beat the fuck.
Everything got beat, man. It was just we're the bear market. We talked about this.
Yeah, I've been looking at Morpho's chart and Syrup's chart, and like they've been holding up pretty nicely. So I'm just like, now like I go over some of these charts, I'm like, god, some of these coins getting murdered. So yeah, let's see. Daily chart, oversold in the stochastic, slightly oversold in the RSI. Let's see. Let's take a look at the week to get a more clear image to see what the hell's going on here.
I think AVAX in general, from what I was scanning before, it looks better than some of the other, larger markets that are,
Are you sure? Because this is bad.
Oh, sorry. So I'm still, those ones are horrible. This is like, if those were like, a 9 on the scale of 1 to 10 of sucking, like AVAX like on a 7. That's kind of
because this week the weekly chart here fell down into what is this just general pocket of consolidation that happened in the last bear market here in 2022 to 2023. But if we pull up the monthly chart, like again, just like with Bitcoin, we're not in oversold territory on the monthly chart, stochastic RSI. So like I could totally see AVAX still going to $10.20, but in the short term, because we are in bounce territory here, especially just like with Bitcoin, we have like a little bit of a bullish candle here. And I mean, a little bit of one with this wick. With Avalanche, I wouldn't expect anything too crazy, but $15.46, which would be from current price, it's an 11% move upwards. The highest I could really see it going in a bump upwards would be about $17.74 based on resistance I'm seeing here during the early, first, second week of November, maybe as high as $18. Okay. So that's somewhere between like an 11-cent pump to a 26% pump to a, about a 15% pump, somewhere in there. You're looking at double digits either way, but After that, I mean, its monthly chart is not oversold in the stochastic RSI, and I would see it easily going back to like $11 or maybe even $9 or so. That's what I'm looking at for Avalanche. But again, a pop here would be nice. ASM, what coin was ASM? Assemble AI US dollar. Is this just a stable? I've never looked at this chart before in my life. I have no idea what this coin is. It looks terrible.
Looks like a Coinbase special, low cap.
Yeah, this is just a pump and dump coin for exit liquidity from like a handful of whales. You can tell because on the monthly chart here, you just have like, a couple months move upwards and an immediate slam down. The whales decided to exit. Yet another pump and dump exit scam, a pump and dump exit scam. This is just a pump and dump exit scam used by whales to get new retail investors to come and dive in, because you see a lot of like green numbers happening quickly, and then they sell on you as soon as they do, and the thing goes below where it was before. Currently, it's looking like it's at a bottom, but like this isn't a coin to invest in. Oh God, look at the daily chart. Look at these daily chart candles.
They say memes or scams.
They say memes or scams. This has to be like a meme or something. I don't know. This is just like a garbage trash can coin that's meant to steal money from people. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. By like a handful of like rich whale users.
I think it's and I haven't been one looking at like once the renders of the world and like that AI boom kind of kicked off in what's that, October 2023.
Yeah.
I know that was when the AI agents came out. It was almost like I realized too, crypto was ahead of the AI agentic AI that we're seeing now, and its own little way. But now I can imagine, without even looking, there's probably so many AI projects. I'm not saying some don't have some type of, differentiation from the others, but I would assume a lot of them are just packaging the same thing and positioning it in different ways to basically just like, because to me, it's all the same stuff.
I mean, it's like industry.
So.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, when you zoom in on the daily time frame and you see like just like crazy wicks all the time, it's because like there's just it's a coin not to play in. It's a coin to avoid entirely. When you see those kinds of wicks in the daily time frame, it's highly manipulated. There's not a lot of liquidity. Not many people are playing in it, and you're just waiting. You're hoping that the whale comes back in to steal money from people, and you bought lower, and then you have the opportunity to sell immediately with like some sort of stop loss or something. Anyway, I had Morpho and Quant next on my list, and I am behind on the chat, everybody, so I'll catch up in a bit. Morpho's a coin I've been watching for a bit, and this is what I was talking about. Like I've been watching Morpho, and so I'm like, oh, like things aren't that bad, because like for the most part, while things were selling off in like the beginning of November, Morpho was like holding on like pretty strong, but had a big breakdown last week. Currently, Morpho is right below resistance. I could see Morpho going back up here to like $1.67 and then probably getting stomped back out. If we take a look at the weekly chart, it's just getting into oversold territory, barely. We have basically no momentum here at all on the weekly time frame. Maybe it could go up to $1.80 is what I'm seeing potentially in the cards on the weekly time frame. But given the market that we're in, I really would be surprised if it got above $1.67 to $1.72. If you take a look at the monthly time frame, there is not enough data here to really analyze. So that's what we're looking at for Morpho.
By the way, even with Morpho, though, I would say like it looked like to me the pain was somewhat over. Like the bigger move down. Like
this one here.
Yeah, that to me, like if they can recover here and reclaim some of those moving averages, I think it might be.
I would agree with you if it wasn't for Bitcoin.
Oh, sorry, that's a noted part. That has to basically be okay first. Like that's a box has to be checked first, right?
Yeah. If Bitcoin's not okay, your altcoin's not okay. That's just the name of the game. Let's take a look. Quant was the next coin. Wait, no, that's Quantum. I don't want Quantum. Quant. Excuse me. Do I have to pull this up on Blowfin? Why the hell do I have to do that? Why can't I just get Quant? Premium index. Do I have the dumbs? Am I blind? This keeps wanting to pull up D-Wave Quantum Incorporated, the stock. Did Quant change their ticker, or am I dumb?
I don't. It's QNT. QNT.
Oh, QNT. I was literally typing in quant. I am dumb. QNT. Hey, QNT is actually doing QNT. Hey, quant. Hey,
oh, look at that. Look at that.
You're not doing too bad. You're not doing too bad, quant. You have a lower low that's barely a lower low with a long wick upwards. So we actually don't mind this price action. We're actually looking at like this maybe being a rounding bottom of sorts. It actually looks pretty decent. I could see quant going up and challenging $93.80 here with potentially it getting stopped at 85 cents, but it looks like it wants to go back up and challenge the 200-day exponential moving average. That's interesting. This is definitely the best looking coin we've seen so far in the charts. And hey, on the weekly chart here, look, higher low, higher low, higher low again. Although on the weekly candle, we do have quite a bit of indecision here. You have a doji candle here marking a point of just general indecision. You have a, oh God, what's the name of that? Morning Star candle. Oh God, I forget the name of all the candle patterns sometimes. But you have the bears slamming this coin down. You have the bulls coming in and saving it the next week. There's a lot of indecision on Quant's chart. And Quant's weekly chart has been oversold for quite some time, which is a good thing to see, actually. Its monthly chart is very far away from being oversold, though, on the stochastic RSI. And it's getting a nasty rejection at this current point in time off of the 12 and the 21-month exponential moving average. So I'm still leaning for things not really going great for Quant, but it's doing better than most.
I mean, we're just
That's just the market.
Bitcoin. I mean, almost like every alt we can look at forever, but in the end, we just this is good. Yeah. This is nice.
Yeah, this is actually good for what the market is. Although it's been a really painful slide since July of 2025.
If I remember, Quant's been always those ones too that does move. Not saying it's a leading or lagging indicator, but kind of does its own thing sometimes. Where like it can do the opposite of other markets, but doesn't mean that it's going to dictate where something goes next.
Yeah, Sweet. Oh God, Sweet had such a bad fall here.
Yeah, that's super disappointing as well.
Yes, Sweet's getting crushed. Sweet in a bounce, it could potentially get stopped out at $1.76 or so. I could see it going as high as, let's see, the bottom of this candle here, marking the top of this consolidation zone, lining up the 55-day exponential moving average, sitting at $2 and what is essentially 22 cents. That's where I could see SWE going potentially in a bounce, maybe getting stopped out sooner, like I said, at like $1.84-ish. On the weekly chart, it says, hey, we're going to go up to that $2.37 target, especially with how oversold we are on the weekly. I could see it coming up and definitely challenging the 12-week exponential moving average, sitting at $2.37. So we take that into account, go back to the daily time frame. That does look like SWE would want to go up and challenge the 55-day exponential moving average at that high end. So like $2.30-ish, but a strong ish by that is what we could see SWE go up to. Take a look at the monthly time frame. Oof. Damn. You and I both think, oh boy, that's a good bearish break, ladies and gentlemen. That is a good bearish break. And I mean that as in good for people who are short.
That chart looks so good. Like month back, like before / this year. It looks so
it looks so good right here. And now
that pullback, that was just like that was
pile of garbage. This looks bad. This looks bad. This is a really confident break of the 12-month exponential moving average. We're not entirely oversold yet. And SWE hasn't been around for long enough to know where the 55-month exponential moving average is because we haven't had 55 months. We have had 30 months, right? So if I put my Fibonacci retracement tool over this, you can see we're finding the support on the monthly time frame now, right on this level, like this light blue line. It is the 0.786. So again, this is a very strong bounce area. This would say that we would bounce to about $2.17 or potentially $2.58. But again, our weekly and our daily time frame are giving us a little bit more targeted at about like $2.30-ish for SWE. I would say there's a really big chance of it getting stopped out at like 223 early, 223, 224. And then if it turned back around and sold further, which it looks like it will, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong here, my fine loving friend, but like this range, like $1.16 to $1 flat, because that is where you have this, previous opening. It's where you have the top of this range, right? With that previous consolidation zone. $1.16 to $1 is where maybe you have a bottom opportunity for sweep. Maybe. We'll see how things go.
Unless his monthly candle closes super bullish for some chance, but that
change is super bullish, but it doesn't look like it's going to.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy and pretty thick.
Pretty thick.
Boy.
I like you and I both look at it and go, oh!
Let's go back and clip that. It's funny.
Yeah, that is good. XDC, XDC network. Let's go to the Bitstamp chart.
These are all just...
I mean, it's going to be a lot of the same here, guys. Sliding all the way back since July. Oof, again, tough coin. For a pop upwards, you start running into resistance here at about 6 cents. Let's see if there's something on the weekly time frame that lines up, because I bet you we go up and almost on all these coins, if they have an opportunity where they are severely separated from their 12-week exponential moving average, the teal line here, I almost guarantee you for all of them, just about, you go up and you touch the 12-week exponential and then see the potential for a large rejection. So if we use that general rule of thumb, hey, look at that, 6 cents. Lines up perfectly. 6 cents is going to be really hard resistance. If you want to just use candles, you can take a look at the bottom here of this candle matching up with the top, this consolidation zone, which is also sitting at, hey, look at that, 6 cents. XDC is going to have a real hard time getting above 6 cents. There's a strong opportunity for it to get slapped back down. If I take a look at the monthly chart, hey, look at that. The 12-month exponential moving average is also sitting at 0.4 cents. So it's a little bit higher up. But it's had a strong, confident break of the 12-month exponential moving average. Again, you would expect it to go lower. The scary thing about XDC is this monthly candle that is one gigantic shot upwards. And then there's just like zero price history in here. Is terrifying if you are just like, I'm gonna hold this, because this thing could fall like anywhere in here all the way back down to potentially 3 cents. Like that's what you have to be looking for and potentially thinking something like XDC could go to. And that's not uncommon for an altcoin to do in a bear market that doesn't have a whole lot going for it, because XDC does not. WorldCoin. World
winners here.
Well, yeah, we got some real good winners here. I'm sorry if this is your bag.
Yeah, but we also have our bags are down too, so it's okay.
My bags are also down. It's fine.
So it's okay.
We're in this together. Coinbase's chart. Yeah, Coinbase's chart will be better for this because it released. First of all, I hate WorldCoin. I despise it. I hate its mission. I hate what they're trying to do. I hate the eye scanning thing gimmick to steal people's biometric data to just give them some free money by stealing highly identifiably personable healthcare based information. I mean, you could argue it's not healthcare, but if it's scanning your eye, I would certainly say it is. So I hate everything about the project personally. Having said that, bounce. It's going to hit some resistance pretty much where price currently is, but let's just look at the weekly time frame. So that's our general rule of thumb. I mean, there could be a strong bounce. It's very oversold in the weekly chart, stochastic RSI, super separated from the 12-week EMA. That's currently sitting at basically 86 cents. And candle-wise, it's going to run into some resistance, a lot of resistance at 82 cents. I'd be super worried about holding on to a bag here past 80 cents or like 77 to 80 cents. If you're taking a position in it now, that's where you should be looking to set your sell targets, or where you're looking to get out of a long, or maybe even set a short. Okay, so that's WorldCoin.
Can I do a mini rant real quick?
Yeah, sure. Let me get back recent and let me get current with comments here and go on your rant.
You almost said 6, 7 so many times. You said 6 cents. And the fact that I'm hearing that in my head and thinking it that you may say it grinds my gears. That's all I'd say. Just like I recognize the meme. I'm aware of the meme. But
all that I ever hear of 6, 7 anywhere is just in videos of like people making fun of 6, 7, and that's all.
My friend from home, like best friend from high school, his kids on the 67th day of school year have a 6, 7 day where the entire school is celebrating 6, 7. And I'm like, okay, that's where we're at. Again, whatever. Hey, if people are having fun, whatever. But I'm just like, I can't. I'm trying to not have that like trigger in my head when you're talking about numbers. That's all. That's all.
Also, I see the couple questions here that aren't necessarily chart related, although specific things to chart. One is Daniel777 Baker over on YouTube. Will, what settings are you using for your moving averages? First of all, I am using exponential moving averages. I'm using 4 of them. The 12, the 21, the 55, and the 200. Yeah, I'm using 4 of them. And then I also use the 200 simple moving average. So again, that is the 12, the 21, the 55, and the 200 I use twice. One as an exponential moving average and one as a simple moving average. Also, another question here. Red Dragon Vet 59. Okay, you guys are full of a lot of doom and gloom. Sorry. Is there any projects you are bullish on? I mean, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I'm bullish on Ethereum. I'm bullish on Solana. I'm bullish on Pengu. I'm bullish on Maple Finance. I'm bullish on Morpho. I just think they're all going down in price. I'm bullish on them. I just think they're all going down in price. We're in a bear market. Prices go down. It's like, there's that saying of never short a bull market because odds are you might get smart once or twice, but you're going to get fucked every now and again. Don't go long in a bear market. We're in a bear market. I just think the bear market's going to last shorter. That's my little bit of advice and hope to everybody here is I really do believe that this bear market will last a shorter and quicker amount of time than it has previously for us in the crypto space. Whereas previously it was 9 months to 15 months. I think this is going to be a 6 to 8 month kind of a deal.
And that's why for me too, during this period of time where it's almost that, it's a good time to I want to say learn how to short, but learn how to, if you're someone who wants to feel hey, you're making progress in the game that is crypto and this casino, from a trading standpoint, you can look to make short-term wins where it's hey, I'm looking at short trades, scalp, for it's a right now, entertaining possible shorts, but not looking to absolutely say, hey, I'm trying to short this thing down to where Bitcoin bottoms. Just taking little victories here and there until things get more clear. So, and if it's not that, I'm not saying you have to go learn to make trades on shorter time frames, because I'm sure everyone wants to do the, hey, I want to buy something I want to hold on to, it's just going to go up. Read a book. And there's other things you can do. It's a good time to pick up a new hobby and also be aware of the things that are in this space. And just, it comes and goes. It's just to your point. Well, I agree 100% that I think it's going to be shorter. And I hope that's why it's I almost want the bigger, the 70s to get tapped and just kind of really just I want to say that rug's the wrong word. The flush is the better word, to clear things out and say, hey, let's okay, we're good now. Let's attempt at least to move back up a little bit, and then we'll figure out what happens next.
Yep. And also, I got a question here that's definitely worth discussing, and I'll share my screen because the question is over on TikTok. Well, when were we in a bull market? I understand the question because sometimes it can feel just nothing is going up. But I'm pulling up the Bitcoin chart on the weekly time frame. The bull market started
October 2023.
I had August.
August. Yeah, that was there. It was Q3, Q4.
It was this first big green candle when we got above the 200-week exponential moving average, which was March 2023. That's when the bull market started. And then look, we crushed it. Amazing higher lows on Bitcoin, and you had some amazing runs for some altcoins, but not quite as amazing as it really kind of was in the past. I know that there's a little bit of nostalgia there, but it is also true. But you had some coins absolutely rip, like Ethereum. While it lagged a lot of this bull market, it had an amazing run for a bit there. Render did great in the beginning. You had Objective do great. You even had Alluvium and some gaming coins do really, really, really well. You had Immutable do amazing.
So many.
You got Injective did so well in 2023. And then going into 2024, you had, let's see. Well, 2020, I can't remember 2024 coins. 2025, I'm thinking of Hyperliquid crushed it. Pengu, I mean, I personally, not to brag, I got a 3x on Pengu. That's pretty freaking great. There were some great plays. And then also you had like meme coin frenzy. Holy crap. Popcat came out of nowhere. You had
99 cents. Sorry.
99 cents. God, you had so many. It
was such a different time. It was crazy. Wild.
That was like the 2024 meme coins were nuts. But you and then you had like your dinosaur coins popping off. You had XRP flying. You had Algorand flying. You had Hedera flying and stuff. Did all these coins make new all-time highs? No. But guys, things don't have to make all-time highs for someone to say the altcoins are popping off. For altcoins to be popping off, who gives a rat's ass about if something's at an all-time high at all? If you are trading, you care about percentages. You care about this thing went up or down 20 or 30 or 40, 50%. That is a lot of opportunity there to make money. But that was it. And I refuse to live in a world where near Chainlink, ETH, and Ondo hit an all-time high. You don't want that? I want that world. Maybe I misunderstood what you're reading. Oh, don't hit an all-time high. I refuse to live in a world where near Chainlink, ETH, and Ondo don't hit all-time highs. I like Near Protocol.
I do too.
But, you know, I don't really necessarily see a whole lot happening on it. People who build on it love it. I hear that. People who have put stuff there are using it to a very wide degree. It's just like not DeFi. And that's like the thing that really kind of gets my juices flowing. But like ever since the past few, the top used apps on Near Protocol have remained unchanged for a very long period of time. That tells me that people aren't building nor using products on it that are like coming out.
I bought memes on Near. Not memes, sorry, NFTs. I bought NFTs on Near, like a lot of NFTs. Actually, probably. I remember actually, to your point, I remember transacting on it, and just in general, I felt I'm like this feels like Sol at the time. Like that was a good. It felt proper and smooth, right? So there is tech there, and I think it'll be fine long term. But yeah.
Oh, we just got a comment for a request from Facebook, which does not happen very often, from Suzanne that says, "Hey, take a look at Bonk." So you know what? We'll take a look at Bonk. Respect the Facebook comment. Bonk. Let me share my screen. I guarantee you, it doesn't look great. Hey, look at that. Bonk is actually one of the better meme coin projects I like out there because the team is actually like trying to like do some stuff actively. It's just hard sledding. So right now it is facing a resistance that is really sad. It's facing resistance that was its bottom back in January of 2024. That's very unfortunate, but it's super oversold. If it has a bounce upwards, which I suspect it will, 0.0001436 is where I see it hitting some resistance. Also, it has just hit oversold territory on the monthly chart stochastic RSI, so I really wouldn't expect it to find too much lower lows. However, it is not entirely oversold on the monthly chart stochastic RSI, and it is a meme coin, so it can totally go lower and find new lows. Just FYI. But
I could argue it's the largest meme with the most utility. I think.
No, exactly. That's it.
Right?
It's the largest meme with the most utility. Because not even Pengu has a lot of utility yet. They're just plans to
own
add
category.
Yeah, okay. There's just plans to do a lot with it.
Yeah.
Shameless says Total 3 is breaking out. What's your prediction on where it goes? Total 3 is breaking out. Let's
I can pull it up. You want? I can pull one up.
Yeah, you go for it.
Let's look at the Total 3.
Oh, Suzanne followed up with a comment. Goes, it's also AI, right? Near Protocol is not AI. Near Protocol is a network crypto, kind of like an Ethereum or a Solana or a Sui. It's a place where people go to build decentralized applications off of more easily. Near Protocol, though, the reason why it is called, I know why you're saying it's an AI crypto, was Near was first made with the idea of it being a ecosystem for like artificial intelligence. However, it was way ahead of its time, and it swapped to more of like a consumer-based product kind of play. So like you saw some fitness apps on there. You saw a bunch of stuff that like wasn't DeFi and it wasn't AI. Then with the AI trend becoming hot again, Near Protocol went back into their bag of marketing and said, hey, we've always been a network for AI, blah, 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 blah. And so that's why some people say Near Protocol is an AI coin. I would not qualify it as an AI coin though, because that's just not really its focus.
I think it's every company wanting to, and this is in non-crypto too. It's like everything's an AI company. We're all an AI company.
Yeah.
One way or the other. No shade to Near, but just in general.
Yeah, I mean, like I like Near. I like it because
hey,
we work. Use us. and then people do, and then yeah, it does its thing. I just wish they don't tell a good story. That's the thing. Like the Near Protocol team doesn't tell a good story because they don't tell their story to anyone at all.
I don't even know what the story is.
I know, right? It's better than Polkadots.
I was just, it's funny when you were saying that, like maybe we should hire Polkadot. I was thinking in my head.
Yeah, it's better than Polkadots.
Oh man. So
total
three, not great.
I do not see a breakout.
Yeah, I don't know if
I don't know what you're looking at, unless you're looking at short-term time frames. I mean, if you zoom in, you have like that's a nice bullish wick, like what we're seeing on Bitcoin. If you zoom in a bit,
yeah, this looks
like there's a wick that's telling us there's a bounce, like with Bitcoin, but it's certainly not breaking out in any way, shape, or form.
Just gotta get this. It's the downtrend. Like we've been in a downtrend since the 10th. Everything ended on 10-10. That was that we are still just slowly just like, I don't want to say bleeding out, but like, trying to figure out what this next looks like. So with something like total 3 here, till we get back up here, so break this downtrend and start trading like up here, like above, I don't know, 900 billion, make it easy, like a nice round number. You just got to assume that we're going to reject here and just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it's going to do that, but like it may even just pull back here and do this. But as of right now, it looks good. So we have to put this in context. The last 2 days have been probably the exception going back here, the only 2 green days in a row. Oh, there's a couple here from the lows, at least since October. It's like a month ago. So these are some nice candles. That's why I still think we probably have a little bit more up here in the next 24 hours in general. But I just have to assume a rejection. That's what I have to do. And if not, then hey, good. Let's all figure out what to do now. But this is kind of weak.
I saw other requests for Solana, IPC, and Aerodrome as well.
Solami. The Sol weekly chart is just it's so sad.
It is sad.
Like I have something like this. I'm not saying it's going to drop right now like that far, but you will be able to buy Sol below $100 again one day, without a doubt.
Yeah, you probably are. And
it's just not saying now, but like if I zoom in today, Sol had a great day. Like if I zoom in here, it's just super nice bounce. But this whole area is just gross, kind of. So I think once we are where we are right now, this is 140, 142. Sorry, I can't see my little squiggles here. Get above 145 and we'll talk. But it has this breakdown and then this breakdown. There's so many significant areas that have weakness that has to overcome. And as of right now, I have to assume we're going to reject here at 140 and then pull back here. That for me to be happy with Sol, I would love for Sol to revisit these lows, because this is the grind up I was talking about when we first started the stream. That was kind of just like, I don't know. It just was too, I want to say artificial is the wrong word. It seemed like it just should have broke down already. That's why I feel like at this point we will get a retest back down here. And then if we get lower, if we tap into like 120 or the high teens, this would be a beautiful spot for a long, in my opinion. Like just like take out these lows, go below, bounce back up, and then just wait for that. Like I would very much entertain that. But we were in a downtrend, like clearly you can see on the chart here, like this is November. We're going down to the bottom right. So until it seems like we're not doing that, it's easier to, again, for those who are familiar with shorting, it's easier to short now because you're trading with the trend. Looking for longs, it's counter trend. So it's your probability of having a successful trade is much less. But yeah, it's just taking Sols look nice, but we're kind of at this route resistance, and we got to be careful. That's all.
Solana's been performing better than most though, because it's actually had only inflows from its ETF products. And it's been about like $400 million of it. So like that's been nice. I also saw the question here of, do you think with no real bull run on alts and not many rewarded, retail will stay away? You have to remember, the largest amount of money that came into crypto was retail. It just came in through the ETFs and they bought Bitcoin. That's the thing. So much money from retail came in. It just wasn't into altcoins. It was into that ETF community, and they bought Bitcoin. And that's where there's so much selling coming in, because for them, Bitcoin is an altcoin as compared to their stocks. Bitcoin's this crazy volatile risk on asset that they don't really know or understand. It's just this thing that went up a lot and now it's going down a lot. And now they're dumping it because they're unfamiliar with the swings. Just wait until they have more altcoin ETF products. Man, they're gonna freak the fuck out. Crazy. So like retail got in, they just got in just to Bitcoin.
Yeah,
that was it, and then a little bit of Ethereum. But you're gonna have a lot of people who didn't buy the ETF product, just got into altcoins on your Coinbase, your Binance, what have you, who will absolutely stay away. It happens every single bear market. Every single bear market, people get burned because the highest buying volume is always at the top, never the bottom, because people pay attention when price is high and not when price is low. And you should do the opposite if you want to make money. You don't have to be here every day like I and Doug am, but check in once a week, twice a week or so, every now and again. See what's happening in the market. Refresh your charts. Otherwise, go back to your daily life. But yeah. Do y'all trade? If so, scalp, day, intratrade, swing, or positions? Doug is trading all the goddamn time. I don't make many trades.
Scalps.
I kind of do swing trades.
There's nothing else right now. Because swings, you could entertain starting up like swing, short swings, but like I will definitely be looking to short Bitcoin, like a swing short, that 93, 95, 97 level that you're talking about earlier, just because it seems like that would be the area of like, hey, I want to hold this for a couple of months. But as of right now, definitely not entertaining like swing longs until there's very clear bottom. That's why scalps are, I think, in my opinion, the only thing you can consider right now, besides dollar cost averaging, which is just separate, right? If you're doing that for different purposes, that's a separate strategy. But for trading short term, I think that's the only way you go.
Yep. For me, if it's when we're in the heat of a bull run, I might make like 15 to 20 trades a year in the heat of a bull run. And where we are now is I'm just adding positions to my my long-term positions, right? Wow. So I'm just buying a little bit of Bitcoin and buying a little bit of Ethereum and buying a little bit of Solana every single day. What I might do is the little bits that I've bought that have been in profit, I might just like sell and make my little tiny itsy bit on, and then watch the market fall again, and then wait for a bit and buy back in. Because like I think Solana will be higher one day. I think Ethereum will be higher one day. I think Bitcoin will be higher one day. Like I said, I'm bullish on these projects. I just think the price is going to go down.
One day I'm going to go back, and the reason I've gotten sick, I've understand how to read charts, that I've made so many mistakes, and one day we can talk about that. But during the bear market, before, Q3, Q4 of 2023, I was doing everything wrong. Mostly like 2022, like on the outset of the collapse in 2021. But when you said make 15 trades a year, I was making like 100 trades a day. And like, it was like, and it was over leverage, like I did everything wrong. Like thousands, like I've probably taken over 100,000 trades. And I'm not saying that by being proud during that time, but like I learned the hard way, and that's not the way to learn. But yeah, it's just very easy to develop bad habits. So especially the bear market too. It's like when you're like, nothing moving. It's like you're in a canoe in a river that's just drought, and you're getting stuck on rocks. So anyway,
you're trying to go forward in a fan boat, except the fan's pointed the wrong way.
There you go. Good too. Yeah.
I saw this question here also, like, how long should everyone stay out of crypto for? Kevski333 says on TikTok. You should not stay out of crypto. It's the best time to be paying attention is right now. What I meant when I said earlier is like, you don't need to be like checking the charts every single day. A bottom's going to be pretty clear when it's set. And even if you didn't buy the absolute bottom, which guess what? You're not gonna. Even if you're paying attention every hour of the day, you're not going to get the bottom. You just aren't. But you can get damn near close to it in a consolidation zone. Everybody walks away. And yet Bitcoin has shown a clear double bottom with major wicks. And then it's just sliding sideways, not going up or down. And all of a sudden you see on the monthly chart, it's oversold, and that's stochastic RSI. And then you start, because you were paying attention in the bear market, you realize that Uniswap's vote went through. Uniswap has a burn back feature. Uniswap, one of the highest revenue generating projects in all of cryptocurrency, is going to start eating away at its supply with all that money. And you were paying attention. So you bought in at its dirt cheap and get a monumental return in about 6 to 9 months later, right? So I should say, stay out of crypto in terms of investing new money right now until Bitcoin shows you that there's a bottom of some type. But don't stay out of crypto entirely. Keep paying attention and keep analyzing. Because even in the bear market, when coins are going down, when that bull market comes back, baby, whoo, there's no better market to make money in than crypto.
And there's airdrops too. There's all kinds of opportunities, like to get just like there's opportunities to learn. It's like it's a good time. It's just not a lot of there's not like stuff going on. It's like there's.
The other thing too is this is the time to be staking. Maybe you bought a top and you're like, hey, I'm a community member now. Sorry to myself. I have this bag. I do believe in this long term, but I'm down. You better go earn interest on that. Now is the time. Go earn interest on it, walk away, and just feel good knowing that like you're earning something, even if it's going down, because you're putting yourself in a faster position to get back into break even. If it's Solana, go use Jito. They sponsor the show, by the way. They're also the #1 choice for staking. If you use Ethereum, go use Lido. If you don't like getting on chain and doing stuff, just keep it on Coinbase, but make sure you're staking. Make sure you're using the staking options. You're earning a little bit of percent here and there. Whatever you're comfortable with. Make sure you're earning interest on the assets that you believe in long term, right? And you don't have to worry too much about unlock periods because it's a bear market. You're not looking to sell anytime soon, most likely. Answer that question, and then I do want to touch on Radium. All
right, Doug. So when you trade, how many trades per day, and what's your risk? Like $500 to get 2K? Yo, look at that!
Sick.
Nice. So I don't for now. I'll maybe make 1 trade a day if I'm seeing it, because I'm busy with work and doing other things. But in general, it's not the dollar amount. So let's just say, for example, if I had my trading wallet was, to make it easy, $1,000. I look at it from a percentage of risk to say, hey, at no given time I have more than 5%, 10% in a trade. Let's say 10 is pretty aggressive. Let's say 10%. So $100 trade, and then looking for, to your point there, like a 3 to 4 risk reward ratio. So I'm looking to get 3x on that. That's basically how I look to trade. So it really comes down to more the risk management and how you're looking at the size of the bucket that you're working with, and then applying your percentages towards that. But once you get comfortable with the number, and like I also like the strategy of just staying with, hey, if you're someone like, I'm going to just trade $50 trades, like just something like that and stick with that, as long as you're methodical about knowing you're not over trading and you're kind of like, and journaling does help. That also helps you kind of form a basic strategy, but it's really a percentage game, less than a dollar game. But yeah, so that's something that took me a long time to learn. Again, having made many mistakes.
Yep. So now I want to take a look at Radium, and then we'll look at Aero, because here for the circus has been asking for Aero, and also want to make sure I get your name right. I think it was Tool. Yeah, Tool 007 has been asking for Radium. So let me pull up Radium on my chart. Take a quick look.
Tool's underused word, by the way. You just start bringing back Tool.
Right? That's a good one. That's a good one. Funny enough, I did not change anything on Radium, and I had this line drawn here, all the way back here, where I was just like, hey, if we don't get above this, we're probably getting slammed back down. Didn't get above it once on a 1 weekly candle. Failed here, failed, and then slammed down eventually. It's not quite as good as one of your squiggles, Doug, but I do appreciate it.
Hey, but that reference though is almost like if it's a chart you were checking, like we've a weekly here, you would have seen that, just because let's say you drew that line back on between, it was in May, and you drew that there, and then all of a sudden that big move back up, like you would have probably like, oh, this looks like
I drew here in August. Yeah. It was absolutely in August.
Yeah. Okay. Still though, I mean, like it's just
yeah,
it's wild.
But here's the thing: is actually when I pull up my indicators, we're super oversold in the weekly chart, stochastic RSI. And when I look at Radium, it actually looks like it's further along its way to trying to find a bottom than others. Not that we're getting any sense of a bottom right now, but the fact that it's actually below its 200-week exponential moving average, it actually seems to me almost like Radium's a little bit further on its way to finding a bottom. If we do get a bump upwards, though, I could see it coming up to touching the 200 simple moving average at $1.65 on the daily time frame. That would be, yeah, about lined up with the 55-week exponential. Yeah, $1.65 seems about right to me. If we take a look at the monthly chart, though, this is what I find most interesting, is we're very oversold now in the monthly chart stochastic RSI. Like, this is pretty damn close to actually finding a bottom. So if I try to find a bottom here, I can see where it is most likely right here. The bottom of this candle here in June of 2022, this consolidation zone, you can see this was a big inflection point here in February 2023, as well as in November 2022. So this is probably what's going to be your bottom for Radium, which is 56 cents. Can it go below that? Of course it can, but 56 cents is where I'd be like pretty damn happy buying some. Because again, Radium, one of the most used projects on Solana, will continue to be one of the most used projects on Solana. Also, yes, Solemn, this is a Mars Attacks shirt. Fun fact, this was the first R-rated movie I ever saw in my life. So it has a special near and dear place in my heart. And so yeah, that's it for Radium. So now let's go take a look at Aerodrome.
Do you got a good Mars Attacks interview? I mean, impression. Do you got a good impression of it? Like
Dude, I haven't seen that movie since I was in first grade or whatever when I saw it.
Oh, really?
I have not seen it since I last saw it, and I was a little tiny kid.
It's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Ooh, I had some things drawn on Aerodrome's chart. Let's see. What did I have here? All right. Let's clean this up a little bit because now I can't read anything. Let's see. Let me get rid of this guy. So let's see. We had a bearish break of this upwards channel. So let's see if that, oh God. Oh man, if that's the case. No way. No, that's impossible. Okay, no, that's literally impossible. Okay, thank you. I was like, oh dear God, this thing's gonna become negative? What? A coin will go to zero. Let's see.
I was wondering why Coinbase does have negatives there. I mean, I get it. That's for the graph, but like
the bearish break of this general triangle is somewhere between 17 cents to 27 cents. Man, that's tough. Dear God. But on the daily time frame, though, we are oversold in the daily chart stochastic RSI. Damn, there's not even a great bounce opportunity. Because it first runs into resistance at 76 cents. Wait, we were doing this on the weekly charts. Let's go to the weekly chart. Okay, there's more room upwards here for Aerodrome than that. This looks like you could have a run upwards to maybe 90 cents on the high end. Let's go back to the daily chart and see if that makes sense. Where's all this resistance? 78 cents is going to be pretty tough. 78 cents to 90 cents. General rule of thumb, 80 cents to 90 cents. Let's go to the monthly chart here for Aerodrome. Because remember, guys, Aerodrome is a very inflationary token, although they do a buyback. So, you know, they do eat up some of the supply. So, you know, to be very fair. Where's their bottom here? 44 cents could be a bottom. 32 cents could be a bottom. Pretty much anything below 44, 45 cents would be an interesting buy. But it's so far. Oh my God. Dude, look at this. This monthly stochastic RSI is so far away from being oversold. This probably has a good ways to go, unfortunately. I'd be looking at it at 30 cents or below. I'd be looking at Aerodrome 30 cents or below. Yeah. Maybe 38. 38 cents, it could start to maybe find a bottom. Sad.
I gotta jump.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I just realized it's 9:13. So we'll do a quick summary here. Bitcoin looks like it's in a bounce territory. Because of that, most altcoins look like they're in a bounce territory. If you're looking at a chart, the 12-week exponential moving average is a good general rule of thumb for how high that particular coin you're looking at could potentially bounce up towards. But, you know, that's not very nuanced, right? Pretty broad stroke. You can get a little bit more tailored there like we did tonight with a few things. That's a good general rule of thumb right now to go with. And there are things that I'm bullish on, but I still think their price is going to go down. And I myself personally, whatever you want to, however much weight you want to put into this, I think we don't really start. I think we find a bottom and then we start to find a consolidation low. So like The bottom was hit here, and then we are consolidating above that. Like there was a big wick or a series of big wicks, right? So, and then we just kind of grind sideways. That's what a bottom looks like. That is what a bottom looks like. After you've already fallen like crazy, had a wick, grind to the side, and slowly start to make some higher lows. It's that consolidation to the side that I'm looking for after some big wicks. And then I'm going to be like, that's probably a bottom. And I should really be doing some research to find the altcoins that I think are really going to do well when the shit pops off. And yeah, that's it. Keep paying attention. Find the altcoins that you want to invest in when there is a confirmed bottom. In the meantime, take scalp positions or add to dollar cost averaging. Make sure you are earning interest on your DCA positions. And that's it, everyone. Thanks for tuning in tonight. You'll see me, Evan, and Alex live tomorrow. I think, and I have to remember our schedule, I believe we have one of the founding members or one of the top guys at Arculus joining. It's either tomorrow morning or it's Wednesday morning. I have to double check the schedule. So we'll be talking a lot about hardware wallets in the morning, I believe. Assuming, of course, I got that schedule right that I'm remembering off my head. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Do good things. Be good people. Make a bunch of money.